Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to ThinkView, and this is NK. It's been quite some time since I daily driving this iPhone 17 Pro Max, and at this point where most of the hype about a brand new phone has faded out, I have had enough time to genuinely think about the phone as well as having enough time to experience it in real life. And I think that this is a right moment to give it a fair, honest review. Overall, I still think that this is a great phone. It's improved on quite a few things compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. But in 2025, we also have a lot of excellent phones from other brands too, like the Oppo Find X9 Pro or the Vivo X300 Pro. And to me, I feel like Apple is no longer holding that number one position anymore. But why do I say so? Let's go into further detail, shall we? To be honest with you, the first time I see it, I didn't see that it fit me at all. It looks thicker, it's bulkier compared to the last year's Pro Max, and I really don't particularly like the color option this year. They are way too loud, not the classy vibe that we have last year with the Pro Max. And whether aluminum or titanium is better is depending on what do you prioritize when using a phone, which is subjective. But there's one thing that I can confident about. The design this year is very functional and practical. For example, during heavy workload, the phone spread the heat evenly across the aluminum frame. You really need to see how the heat travels to understand the value and the effectiveness of the vapor chamber cooling system. It spread the heat faster instead of concentrating it in one extremely hot point like on the 17 Pro Max. You can see that white point on the thermal camera. That's the hot spot there. And the great thing about this cooling solution is that the hottest part of the 17 Pro Max is now lying around the camera module where the motherboard and the chips are, while the bottom part stay cool. So when you hold the phone vertically like this, your hands will barely touch that hot camera area, meaning that you will barely feel the heat at all. I think that this is a very clever design choice by Apple. And good thermal solution definitely helped me a lot when playing AAA titles such as Resident Evil Village. Likewise, doing 4K videos at 60 frames per second, my 17 Pro Max barely got dim at all. And of course, good cooling also brings both short-term and long-term benefit. For short-term one, the phone of course feels cooler, more comfortable to use, and in-game FPS is more stable. Also, the screen brightness doesn't get dim aggressively when I go outdoor. Now for the long-term benefit, it would be the battery because now the heat doesn't spread down here, which helps to prolong the lifetime of the battery. But if I have to say something about the change in material from titanium to aluminum, I would still feel like that is a downgrade because in the end, the improve in cooling by using aluminum is only benefit a small group of users like gamers. And aluminum is nowhere near as scratch resistant as titanium. The 17 Pro Max still uses this matte anodized finishing, which is easily scratched compared to the smoother matte titanium on the 16 Pro Max. Especially the orange and blue version this year. Well, you can clearly see that all over the internet because too many people has complained about this. Alright, speaking of camera, when this first launched, everyone talking about the 4x zoom telephoto camera. And yes, it is better than the last year version, but the difference is extremely hard to notice. And if you compare it to the Chinese flagship like the Oppo Find X9 Pro, the Oppo telephoto is clearly superior to the one on the 17 Pro Max. I almost feel like Apple is really getting pressured by the Chinese brand, especially in camera department where they are far ahead now. The only camera that I genuinely like this year is actually the selfie camera. You know, I barely take any selfie photos, but now the sensor is wider, give you a much wider field of view. It makes selfie look better and I actually enjoy taking them now. Detail is also better thanks to the larger sensor and better light intake. Now if talking about the speaker, this is the one part that no other phone can beat the 17 Pro Max. The sound is detailed, deep, warm, and noticeably louder. But I have no idea why Apple decided to swap the position of the bottom speaker and mic. Now the bottom speaker moved from the right to the left. So when I hold the phone vertically like this, my hands block the speaker. And then I decided to go horizontally in the usual direction to watch like movies, Netflix. Then my hands block the speaker again. I have to flip it in the opposite direction to get the best sound. I think that most of you will need some time to get used to this. And thanks to the vapor chamber and the whole aluminum frame, well, the gaming performance stays very stable. Video rendering and exporting are also faster if you compare to the 16 Pro Max. But I think that there's another reason why Apple decided to go so overkill with the cooling and performance on this iPhone 17 Pro Max. Hear me out, this is just a speculation, and that is Apple is preparing for the Apple Intelligence feature, which will require some heavy-duty tasks here. They haven't announced it yet, but look at what we are having right now. Better cooling, a more powerful A19 Pro chip, and new AI acceleration core inside the GPU. I think that Apple is preparing the whole hardware foundation before the big software feature arrives. And remember, memories has been also upgraded from 12 gigs instead of just 8 gigs like last year. This is a huge jump, and I believe that it's mainly to prepare for the Apple Intelligence. There's just no other explanation why Apple decided to increase the memories by 50% like this. Battery life on this device is still incredible. Sometimes I can get up to 12 hours of on-screen time with normal daily tasks. But to be honest, battery life on iPhone is no longer its big advantage. Because Chinese phones are now using silicon carbon battery. The 5X9 Pro has the 7500 mAh battery and lasts even longer than the 17 Pro Max in daily usage. The display quality is unchanged, but the bezel on the 17 Pro Max are slightly thinner. In previous year, I've never hesitated to buy a new Pro Max. They usually come with a lot of upgrades, and Apple always fell ahead of its competitor. But this year, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is confusing. It's not clearly better than the 16 Pro Max, and if compared to Chinese competitor, the 17 Pro Max doesn't stand out at all. I think that Apple seriously need a major upgrade in the next generation, especially with the Pro Max lineup. But what is your thought on the 17 Pro Max? Let me know in the comment section down below, okay? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any upcoming videos about the latest tech. Now, thanks for watching. This is NK from ThinkView, and see you guys next time.